Joining us now is Maureen Dennis. Now, she is a parenting expert, founder of We Welcome, a business devoted to giving new parents the tools to have a baby and a life. And now Maple Leaf spokesperson on parent guilt. Thanks for joining us, Maureen.
Thanks so much for having me.
Now, parent guilt is what we're focusing on today. First of all, what exactly is it?
It's every day you live your life after you've had that baby. No, basically as a mom of four, you try and balance a lot of things. And so not every day are you the best at everything. So it can be kind of overwhelming day to day. And then you add social media and other parents. And, you can really spend a lot of your day wondering about whether you're doing the right thing, and it can just make life more complicated when you have that overall guilt of what are you doing right today or what are you doing wrong today as a parent.
Well, what are some of the main things that parents feel guilty about?
One of the main things I think that comes out in our day-to-day lives is food. It's from picky eaters to making healthier choices to getting kids to try new things. That's definitely one of parents' number one ongoing challenges is getting their kids to eat a healthier diet.
Gee, that's funny because we had strict rules in my house. I have two daughters; they're now 23 and 24. But I made one dinner, and if they didn't like that dinner or they didn't want to eat it, then they could grab a yogurt and some fruit from the fridge. That was it. That was their only choice. But now, I hear and see families cooking, virtually 3-4 different meals a night for their spouse, their kids, their older kids, younger kids. They're very picky, but I didn't buy into that. How do you feel about it?
I'm with you. I'm absolutely with you. I think that there's a family meal. As a parent, it's your job to buy good food. I'm a big proponent of kids making their own lunches. They can handle breakfast, and then, as a family, you're going to have one dinner. Now, with the way activities go and things, you definitely sometimes have to maybe not eat together all the time, but yeah, I think it's really important for parents to let that guilt go. My kids have gotten older. They've realized that, it's a good thing to have tried those foods, and it's a good thing to have a variety of a palate. But it's also a good thing to learn about where that nutrition is coming from and why, mom and dad have made those meals, and get them involved in making those choices in the grocery store and helping make those meals. And I find that really does tend to help with, broadening their horizons. They also doesn't need to feel guilty about some of the foods that we're choosing to have, because it's overall, that nutrition that they're getting, and they learn how to make those different choices, right?
So where do you think the pressures come from that lead us to feel guilty and question our own sort of innate instinctive decisions?
Maureen mentioned other parents, and that was
other parents.
I think
yes.
that's a big one, isn't it?
Social media shaming.
Yeah. Well, Maple Leaf Foods actually just did this really interesting study that revealed that basically, 1 in 4 said they felt judged by others. But then when they feel that they have an influence from social media over healthy foods, that was 54%. That's where you say, okay, you're really starting to see that social media is playing a big role in what people are, people show the best things they do in life. So if you made the healthiest meal you've ever made, you're going to maybe share your kids eating it and see that success. There's nothing wrong with that, but I think people forget that there is also everyday life. Parents are trying to balance more than ever, and so food shouldn't make their life more complicated. So when Maple Leaf has made something like their natural top dogs, they're made with like ingredients that kids can pronounce. They're all natural ingredients, so they're only premium cuts of meat. They have, everything in it that we would feel comfortable, but we're not used to saying, okay, you can have a hot dog. So it's great to look at what certain brands have done to offer those healthier choices for things that kids still feel, it's fun to eat, and parents don't need to have that parent guilt over serving.
Mm-hmm. So do you think that the guilt that some parents feel can actually develop unhealthy discipline habits, like giving in to the children when it's not in their best interest? Because I know I'm guilty of that. It's like, fine, you can take that fruit roll up, and yes, you can go and watch that video again for the 800th time.
Absolutely, and I think that, the majority of the time we are time crunched. So when we're trying to get everything done in life, and maybe we have to, we're running late from a meeting to get the kid to soccer, and we're throwing something at them in the car. Maybe it's not the best choices we can make. Or if, like you said, from a disciplinary perspective, we don't want to have that fight with our kids because we've only seen them for a couple hours a day. So we just want to put something in front of them that they're going to enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to look at the bigger picture and go, okay, what lesson are we teaching the child here? We want to make sure that they understand that if they are choosing, what food they're choosing also has to come from, understanding what a parent is offering. So when the kids have a healthier choice, as they get older, they can read ingredients. They can understand, that why that yogurt or that hot dog has a better choice for them. And then the brands that have more sugar, more fat, and less things in the ingredients that they can even pronounce. And that's a good thing for parents to work through with kids.
Absolutely.
So that they can, have that as a life lesson and not just say, well, here, just have this.
Okay, Maureen, where can people go to learn more?
You can visit me on any social media at Ms. Maureen Dennis, and my website is wewelcome.ca. And if you're interested in Maple Leaf Foods Natural Top Dogs, it's mapleleaf.ca.
Maureen, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
She said she's magical.